Welcome back to Mzimba District, Malawi. This is the first ever episode of 2026. We have been away. I think we have gone to the holiday this is an over holiday. Yeah, the first episode in 2026. I'm with the usual suspect, Mr. Ravage Nyirenda. We are, as usual, we're tackling the different issues, discussing anything that is for national interest, and a lot has happened. Before that, I would say welcome, Mr. Nyirenda, and happy 2026.
Though it's late, compliments of the year.
Thank you.
Thank you. And greetings to our listeners.
Yes. A lot has happened since we spoke, and we haven't scrutinized enough the government that is we have today. We're still giving it a chance. I don't know. We're still giving it a chance. It's almost this one, as we start 2026, it's already like
100 days.
100 days have passed. So a lot has happened. The prices of goods going down. Some of them, like the maize prices, have gone down. Petrol have gone up. Some goods, but there's the good thing about it, there is something that some of the commodities, their prices have been stabilized. They have been going up, but not as much as they used to be. But I rather today see like the prices of meat dropping and the prices of petrol going up. Prices of farm inputs going up, or they still the same, I don't know. What's your take on this one, Mr.
Thank you very much, and greetings to our viewers again. This thing, I think to say that the current government, the government of DPP, APM, they are trying to elect the mistakes the previous government did. Because I think the question was kind of like, you see the subsidies, the maize is going down, the prices are going down. What does it mean for a farmer? I think to my side, it's the previous government's problem, because they let the farmer be in an illusion to say that, okay, things are going to be this way. But in reality, realistically, it's supposed not to be that way first. For every country to grow, they must have sufficient food. A country which is hungry will never prosper, because now the food skyrocket. So in this case, if it's a two-way direction. If you will look in the eyes of the farmer, to him it's a pity, because they spent much, which they won't even get back what they spent in there. You see? To the growth of the nation, the pragmatism of the nation, to say that MCP was a Harabaru government. Today you wake up, the same product can be 7,000. There was no price control, there was no leadership. So this government now, which is here, the same fertilizer prices, people they are going to cultivate maize again this year. We don't know the outcome of the product, the prices. You see? So to me, I say to say that for a country to grow, I think it's a good move. Unfortunately, for the farmers, they won't say that I'm saying it in the right way. Because maize cannot be a cash crop in this sense. Because for a just common farmer in the villages, let's say you're also a farmer, it's very painful for that. But there are people in the then government MCP who were involved in this business, with mega farms, taking new fertilizers, you see. So once the maize is commercialized in a high extent of everyone wants to make profit from it, which is not bad, but now it should be it should be affordable. Because if you have only 10 bags, someone will take advantage of the situation and buy maybe 100 bags. You see the FCP, what do they call it? FSIP, the subsidy fertilizer in the villages. You can't find it available for the farmers. The reason being, those who are having commercial farming, they go and manipulate the buyers, retrieve those fertilizers, and cultivate. Once they've got maize, then they keep the maize and make it to say that, okay, can you sell me a tin of maize? They say, no, we're not going to sell now. We'll just put the maize, we'll sell in February. waiting for when someone is always vulnerable in February. Most of the people are vulnerable, and they skyrocket the prices without consideration of the.
So in general, we can't go to the farmers, consumers, vendors. What in general? How do you say, is it a good move that the prices of maize have gone down, or is it a bad one?
Yeah, it is
just
good.
in general.
In general, this is good.
Okay.
Yes.
So, I understand you say it's a previous government's problem. They created the problem. I don't think that problem is for everyone. The farmer, the vendors, those who are trading in these commodities will feel the pain. And if those people feel the pain, the country feels the pain. So, in a country like ours, where there are no jobs, we encourage people to be self-employed. Being a self-employed means like farmers are self-employed. They are employed themselves. In the process of employing themselves, they employ other people. That is money sharing. If we kill a farmer, in my opinion, there are people who work in those farms. They have lost their jobs. They have lost their buying power. So, even if you make those maize cheaper, the poor person is still affected. He is not able to go out there, go to farms and cultivate and find money to buy the what? The maize. Who actually benefit from this maize dropping prices?
I can
Is
say
it the so-called, in every country there are classes of people. Poor, middle, and the upper class. No matter of our situation is, we still have those in our own capacity, in our own, who actually benefit from dropping them. Because I have seen with my eyes, I've gone to the farm. There are people who cannot afford that one called the pair of maize 10,000. They can't afford because the source of income was that they go to the fields and they work there and they get paid. That was their buying power. That buying power is cut off. Who actually benefit from these low prices?
what I can say is APM, I'm not defending him, but I'm speaking in the sense of logic. If we were in a disaster, Malawi was a failed country, you see? So now we are trying to make a shape. It's like when you are sick, when they prescribing you, or even if a doctor does not see the pain he's causing you, but you look at the freedom you're getting. Because in this case, it's like, look, for example, in South Africa, right? They buy recycled stuff, like copper wires, all those metals and everything. Now people took advantage because there are some scrapyards. They went and started cutting government poles, the municipal poles. You see? Because the government said, how do we curb this? What they said that any municipal pole, we're not going to buy. But something that has not to do with the government infrastructure, we're going to buy it. You see? So this is the approach with the maize. Because those who were taking advantage, we salute a farmer. There is no any country that's going to survive without a farmer. Because the farmer is the one who do what? Is the one who feeds the nation.
Yes. So
in Malawi, if you can see the setup of commercial farming here, we depend on each and individual farming.
Yes.
These mega farms is by Chakwera, is the one who brought in the mega farms. You see? So, as much as you're innocent as a farmer in the village, now the problem comes with those who manipulated the system. You see, they were bringing up the tactic of having maize, instead of selling those maize at a reasonable price, they were now tripling, even maybe 50 times. The normal, what do we call it, the normal money they have invested there. Because it was just like a ruble. So what we want to promote a farmer, right? The government, as much as they have said that the maize should go down, because to me, I see that the only lacking thing is that they just said, Chimanga Sitsan, you must take down the prices, but they haven't put the the official price of the maize. So everyone is just taking advantage of that. So I come to you, you sell to me according how you feel. There is no any strategy to say that, okay, nationwide, the maize should be 20,000. Whoever passes that should be arrested.
No, arrested.
You see?
Yeah, but whoever passes it could be arrested.
So what?
But whoever keeps that maize, it's their maize.
Yes, but remember.
I can, for example, yes, we say maize is not a cash crop. I can give you, maybe I'm a farmer. Yeah, I have harvested enough that maize can last me for 4 years. Then I decided, okay, maize is not a cash crop. Let me keep my maize. If every farmer says, oh, let's keep my maize, so that in these 3 years I'll be planting the cash crops. Who will suffer?
Let's put it in this way. When we say maize is not a cash crop, we have got pure intentions. Unless if you want to put the bad intentions, like, okay, these are my commodities, I want to sell. So what?
Yeah, so, who
see?
would suffer?
So,
because I can't sell on a cheaper one because I have spent so much.
Okay.
I can't put the price up because I'll be arrested. I'm in the middle. What should I do?
Okay, so that's why
to avoid the loss and to avoid the arrest. What should I do?
Okay, so what I'm trying to say here is, where we are here, we're supposed not to be here. You see? Because there were no guidance and there were no regulations, so everyone was moving. It's like you just go in grade 1, just because you know the teacher, you go all the way to university. And they say, because you're in university, we're going to credit you with this. Without giving you to have stages to go and reach university.
Yeah.
So this thing, we are manipulated. We're supposed not to be here at these prices, but because some other people, those, it was a political thing.
So the political, but the prices were not manipulated.
They were.
Because of the product. They were manipulated from the inputs of that one. So it started being manipulated with the inputs to the farming. The coming government, if they got a power to go and buy some product like maize from the other country, use that loss of money, why would it's like they're giving a country panado, a painkiller, and leaving the problem that is input. It's still there, skyrocketed, it's still manipulated. Why didn't they first kill this input? And then they can later come to say like, okay, we did this. Why is this maize price still up?
As I said to say that, if you can remember properly, even procuring for maize in Zambia, it's the MCP government which did that. You see, they started that when they were on the helm. So this world is not the world in a one square box. It's so different thing. The same church we want to go and face salvation, someone is a business there. You see? So it's in this situation. So when the government took power, you see, they said, okay, we are here now. We want everyone to bring maize here so that we buy. We don't want hunger in this country. So those, the top dogs, you know what, the target of this is not just a common farmer in the village. They are just the victim of the system.
No.
The target is those who have got mega farms. Remember, when MCP was in government, instead of empowering common people, they empowered politicians. So they had the strategy, okay, guys, this time let us have a lot of maize. But the strategy is that don't release that maize until there is a pinch of pain. Once we release it, when people are desperate, we're going now to sell to them at this amount of then so it was like taking advantage of poor people. In this case, if this thing can be stabilized, so if you are a farmer, you are going to farm, your maize is going to be sold, but at a reasonable price.
I think
not in a way of that kind of inflation. Because if we live in a country where we say that, okay, yeah, prices are not regulated in Malawi, you see, unlike before when you order things, you will say, because of transport, the same fund that's supposed to drink at 1,000 is going to be at 1.5 because I'm covering the transport cost, you see. But before, everyone was buying the same price because it was Coca-Cola was taking those products to people. So the government in this case, what they should do, first way was to curb the imagination of to say that let us make people suffer.
Let me cut you a bit before I forget. There is a bit of contradiction in your statement. Number one, you're saying MCP government is the one that procured maize from Zambia. At the same time, you're saying the government of MCP empowered politicians. So they had lots of maize, and they were waiting for the people to feel the pinch that there should be scarcity of maize so that they can take those maize they were hiding to save. How can the same government that is procuring the maize, because they are seeing the scarcity of maize, the same government is keeping maize in the house to sell when there's no maize? That I think doesn't make sense.
Okay,
and
let me come in there for me to make sense there. Government has got departments.
Yeah.
So you are in the Department of Health. That one is in the Department of Agriculture. That one has got his own department. So remember, when someone is empowered as a politician, they give you the NIF, whatsoever case you grow maize. That is your private property. So you've got a private property.
And you keep it yourself so that
yes.
when there is nothing there, it's when I'm going to release my...
Yeah, so in releasing that, there is nothing, right? Then someone in a department there for national food security, he sees there is no maize, because that maize is at Mr. Nyenda's house.
Yeah, but then Mr. Nyenda is the one who is a decision maker.
In government, it doesn't work like a one boat, everyone comes in. So there is national food reserve. You see, there is a leader of a house in the parliament. There is a minister of someone. But when to come in...
Do you think all those departments work independently in this country?
No, they work independently in the course of law. But now, behind the back doors, there is someone who sways that.
Yeah.
So let me make my point. So if what was happening was, in the Department of the Food Reserve, they order maize from Zambia. Instead of just easily paying that and bring the maize in here, there is corruption that wants to happen there. Like how they bought fertilizer in the butcher. But they knew their intention was not to bring fertilizer in the country, so that someone should put in his pocket. So they procured maize in Zambia for the sake of saying that once the maize is going to be high there, then let us push in this. Oh, those who had maize with them, they didn't want to feed the people. They could even have sold to Zambia. That is what happens. They sell it out for export. Okay. So now the DPP government comes in. They say, okay, those which were doing crooked, bring the maize in quickly. Then the same people who had planned to make Malawians suffer, they come out and jump to say, why are you doing that? You go and buy maize abroad when we have got maize here. Are you not supporting the farm? But you be the judge. If you look back 3 years in the Chakwera government, there was no way that people could have sufficient food in February like now. If you have money, you can't find maize. You see? But today, if you have money, you find maize. If you don't buy maize, it's because you don't have money. That is where I see the difference there. The intentions were bad.
Whose intention?
The leadership.
Of MCP?
Yes.
Yes.
They were trading Malawians.
I understand about the MCP and the DPP, but okay, let's just move back about it, because we're talking so much about what might have happened there. Let's talk about the general farmer. We are farmers. We are consumers. if you, I'm giving this question directly to you. If you were today to go to the field and have your own maize field, the price of fertilizer is almost, I think it's 180 to 190. You buy all your fertilizers like 10 bags today. If you were there, you have to buy the 5 kg of seeds like at 90,000. Labor starts from making ridges, kuparira, which is weeding, and all those up until you go, you buy the sacks, you put the all those things. Would you save those products at the prices the market is today if you were to do all that?
Yeah, like for now, I won't have the choice. The fact being, someone lied to me. It's like when you buy a stolen vehicle, when the government
Okay. Because we want that, maybe I've asked the wrong way. Would that encourage you to go? Would that encourage you to go for farming?
No, because now the thing is, if you see the setup of agriculture in Malawi, it goes with individual brilliance. So the setup of agriculture in Malawi does not require like other countries. In South Africa, you eat maize where you don't know where maize is grown. But here in Malawi, the setup was like maize should be by each and every house.
Good.
So by each and every house is to say that we are avoiding that thing of seeing you as a commercial farmer.
Good.
Because it's the backbone of the country.
So which means
so
it's
now,
a backbone of every family.
Exactly.
So every family, into the money that a farmer is investing to buy those farm subsidies materials, someone is taking that money and making a business somewhere else making money. While you have taken that money to put it there. So this one, the person that has taken that money, instead of putting into the farm, he has put into making money somewhere, doing other businesses. You see what I mean? And that person is the one that we want the farmer to feed.
In Malawi, the setup of Malawian economy is self-reliance.
Yes.
You see?
Yeah.
While in South Africa, people, they don't have land. So they rely on the government and the farmers for export and food sufficiency in the country. So in Malawi, we don't want someone to commercialize that farming, especially on maize, because once that happens, the one with
who is we?
Let me explain. Those with the higher capital now will take advantage of the vulnerable. So what we want, where the DPP is driving to, is to say that each and every house should have sufficient food. There mustn't be the big hawks to curb those ones. So if you succeed to be a commercial farmer with maize, right, you can sell in the country when there is no maize, but you can also be eligible for export.
Yeah. So
because some other countries, they don't even import maize because it's abomination.
I know someone.
They say we must be having food reliability in the country.
I know someone who has never been a farmer. I know some. Why? Because he was depending on the cheaper prices. He said, no, I'm not going to farm. It's rather, I do use that money doing business. When the time the maize comes at the cheaper prices, I will buy. That person was not growing. I know it. But after he saw the prices of maize going up, he felt the pinch that other year. That no, buying maize is expensive. He went into a farming. That guy went big. Do you think by making it cheaper to people sometimes, it makes them lazy? Because I've seen people who grew because of seeing that they were not a farmer, but they end up now being big supplier. And they were, financially, they were so down. And they were growing.
If you look into this thing, here in Malawi, like in the villages, if we grew maize with good intentions, Malawi would be self-reliant on food. So what happens is to say that we've got like brothers who are not in the country. Like we call them, okay, send fertilizer. No matter how high it goes here, they send that money for fertilizer. I'm telling you, once you have got a product there which is maize, they are the vendors who goes in the villages.
Yes.
When they buy from the villages, they don't even buy at a skyrocketing price. They buy it low, maybe 6,000.
I'm talking about.
Let me finish.
No, wait.
Let me finish.
On that one, before we go, I've seen the people crying. Those farmers in the village that their prices have gone down, which means they see the difference between now and that time.
So now, when they send that money, they cultivate. Instead, the main purpose of that one is to make sure that your family has got sufficient food. But now has changed with food. I mean with maize in Malawi. Everyone who invests whatsoever investment should go in there, because they know to say that the victim is a poor person. I can even triple it or 10 times. You see? If you can see people who has a lot of maize here now, it will be the likes of Zed Mtika, those vendors, the Indian guys in town, in the village where it is grown, practically zero. Even if to an extent to say that here in Malawi, they tell you to say that, okay, you are here, if you don't farm, then you've got nothing. Because it is the quickest investment people make, because after 3 months, now you can yield that.
That's what we want. We want people to grow.
Yes, that is fine.
We want to grow.
Yes.
And those who don't do it, don't you see the opportunity, you use it. Even if you buy soap, you sell it. There are those factories.
So you grow maize, you sell it.
Yeah, I'm a producer.
But now, then by the time of Chakwera, there was no regulations to control things. There is no any country that can just give freedom to people, do as you like. You see? That's why even today, even you go to even the government bills, the bonds. When you buy, they will tell you, no, our starting price is 20 million. They don't just say, okay, Mr. Banda, come here and buy the bond even if you have got 2,000, because it's a government thing. There must be regulations. Otherwise, that thing is tend to crash. You see? We support farmers. We salute farmers. Let not them have that intention like it was in the MCP government.
In an example, maize is not a cash crop, inverted crop. Like shelter, which is a house, it's a human right issue. Would you say, like you built your own house, would you say the government should come in and tell you how much you should sell because it's a human right issue? Because everyone needs a house. If you make it expensive, people will suffer what buying and they will sleep in the street.
No,
because you know how much you spend there.
Yeah. So
and the government should tell you how much you should sell, because they have to regulate the prices because the house is something, it's a human right issue.
Okay, so a house and food is a bit different. Because the fact that you've got a big house here, you told me you even spent maybe a week you didn't come here. Because there is somewhere you go. But you can't say I spend a week without eating. You see? If I don't have a house, I can sleep under a tree that I've got food in my mind. So the house, it shouldn't be a stress here. Because
you know how much cement you put there, how much
you can...
We track all the things you put. Then the government should regulate. No, you can't sell this much.
If you want to sell your house at how much you want, I will even know that you guys are playing.
No, but
it's your private transaction. But if you touch food,
I'm not touching the government food.
You see, we've got a Shire River there, right?
Yeah.
If the government of Malawi can try to block that and divert the water back in the country, Mozambique and Zimbabwe will go to war with Malawi. Because now Malawi is endangering them.
You breaking the what?
Exactly.
The produce of that water.
Exactly.
So now you blocking the farm.
So now, if in Zimbabwe there, Malawi can just decide not to build upstairs. Zimbabwe will not even talk to us because it's not important.
Yeah.
You see? So food is the vital thing for a country to grow. You see? If I urge you to say that build a lot of houses,
Yeah, but
we could have said, okay, the government is wrong, like that which they say tenants must register their money, their houses, so that we can tax them.
yeah.
You see, that we are even not complaining about
Yeah,
it,
but
because we know it's
they
luxury.
don't tax us in every food we buy.
But with food, the gimmick here is, we applaud you. If the government is wise enough, they must curb the fertilizer prices.
Yeah.
You see? So, to my understanding, if maize is not that fashionable to make someone grow extremely rich by taking advantage of someone, let me finish. This country will have sufficient food.
Yeah.
Because the bad guy is not you. The hard-working person who goes to the farm, grow 5 acres of food, keep some for yourself, sell some. You are not a bad guy. But those up there, you see, the likes, we can't mention names here, they are the ones who are manipulating the system and make you vulnerable to that.
I don't want Zidi to talk about it. Okay, we talk about everyone. But we're trying to get some, if this problem has come into suggestion, even thinking that, oh, that one is making, that one is doing that, the fight of the politicians shouldn't affect it.
It's not kind of political research.
No, this is
the basic need of pure Malawian.
No, so but there is a njovu zikamamenyana zimamenyana ni njovu.
Umavutika
nde ife monga anthu.
Koma pakakhala njovu po imene ufuna kuti anthu uzoza vutika akhale
njovu zikumenyana kuti uche kuti iyayi acha anatenga ndalama zanifu apanga an ordinary farmer, the one you have explained, anape ndalama kuchoka ku South Africa nipeni kondalama kulu nilimi no nifi. Oro iyo mwana wetu ndeka nikutumira ndalama hizi lima kuti tunyake na machero pawa zagulisa tuvingoma tunyake pawa zagulisa tizagule kosofetereza. So that person ndi uzu umene uja chifukwa chakuti anthu akulimbana kulilongwe kuja, they want to kuchitachi kupwetekana okaoka, and we suffer. Ordinary farmers, there's no farmer that has come from Manyamura to come to Mzimba to buy maize. You were talking about, oh, there is no maize, or there is no, it's zero in the Mumakayam. No, there is no farmer that has come from Manyamura, come from Blara, Eutini, Ekwendeni, to come into a big town to buy maize. There are lots of maize in India. So the poor people we're trying to protect is already protected. We're killing the poor people. We try.
And there is a group of elites, those who can afford fertilizer. Because look, in a broader way, if we were to ask 1 + 1 is equal to what? Is equal to 2. With a simple explanation of this, it seems like DPP is wrong. People spend a lot of money and produce this.
Yeah.
Then they want people to lose by selling it cheap. Because if the fertilizer was cheap, then people could have sold maize at a cheap price. It doesn't work like that to someone who is selling. You see? So the government here mostly is protecting those who are consuming. Because if you look it in a long run, they are also the victim of these ones who are having abundant maize. In this case, not you. Because if I go to Manyamura there, I talk to the buyer, I will buy the rest of fertilizer. A poor man has got no say. They're going to wait next year. I grow maize, I've got abundance. That one does not have, even to carry him to December. Because before we always had food till January and February. You you survive by buying those 2 months, then you still you have another food. In this case, there were mafias in there. Even in John there, if you ask anyone, what are we going to do? Or I'm going to grow maize this year.
Yeah.
Because once I grow this maize, I'm not going to sell it now. I'll wait when the prices are high rocketing. And once I do that, then I invested 1 million, I can make even 20 million.
Good.
You see?
That's what we want.
We can't do that on maize.
Why?
Because it's a food backbone of the country.
Yeah.
We want government to put fertilizer at a low level, affordable to someone in the villages,
I know,
and produce maize by which everyone can buy. If there is excess now, sell it for export or whoever wants to buy.
Okay, the prices of maize were extremely high. They were poor people, isn't it? They are still poor people today, even though the prices are low. But on those extremely high prices, were people still buying the maize?
When the prices were high,
Yeah.
to an extent of people were eating chitades and
No,
plant higher there because they couldn't have
let's
afford.
talk about lots of people maybe in town. Were they still buying?
Very few.
It's because there are people who are able to buy fertilizers, but they have chosen to invest their money into their businesses. And while they're investing their money into businesses, a farmer is investing his money into the businesses. That farming is business to him. He knows that if here I've got maize, I will sell to the guy with the hardware who is making millions. In 3 months, my money is on the ground. That money, the hardware guy has tripled that money, or he has made it 10 times. Why can't I share with that man?
The GDP of the country or the wealth is not grown by chancing. It is consistency and the proper programming. So if we want to eradicate hunger, because the government is the people's thing. Look, here we are talking of two channels. Business people who are very greedy because everything is driven by
is
profit.
greedy. Instead of him going to buy fertilizer and plant his own food, he wants to
He
run
goes
business.
to buy fertilizer there. There is nowhere Mr. Banda has already bought everything.
Yeah.
Because he knows that maize is profitable, making him a consumer by force. You see, there is no fairness. I'm not going against those who want to be fine. The growers, respect a farmer where else you are.
Okay.
You see? But now there are some greedy people.
We have to cut. You guys, greedy people, the farmers, what you should do, keep your maize. We don't need them. We don't need the bad price.
Fine, but what we're saying is that we don't hate farmers here.
Yeah.
You are the great people. You're feeding us. But don't take advantage of the poor.
No, we don't take advantage.
If you ever had the system of trying to be reasonable, because maize is supposed to be not where it is today.
Yeah.
Before, you see, that government had never had intentions of the people.
So
That's why you find, say, you buy maize today. If you don't have, remember, maize could be maybe 300,000 back now.
So in other ways, we're telling farmers, we're not forcing you to sell us your maize. You can keep it. And
now the government comes in.
yeah, let
Because
the government
they say,
come
okay,
in.
You're keeping it in. What are you going to do with me? What
So
are you going to do
your
with
government. Okay, I know
You can't export.
But that was a rhetoric. So let's get to the.
Because if you keep
so
the
this-
maize, they now block you from exporting it.
Yeah. So
You don't have rights to take your produce to go to Zambia or Kenya and sell it. Because it's something that should face.
That's why I'm saying, like, the best way, I think the best way that this thing can work for everybody is that maize is not a cash crop. As inverted commas. I always say inverted commas because I don't agree with it.
Okay, let's say maize is a cash crop.
No.
Let's agree.
Yeah.
Maize is a cash crop.
But it's
Now, those who are into farming, they must have the justice of trade. Like when you have got your maize, I'll come buy it from you. You see?
so
At a reasonable price. Don't just take advantage because there is no maize.
Yeah,
Let
I
me
know.
put a bag at 1 million.
yeah, so what we need to do is to encourage farmers, those commercial farmers, only to plant what they can eat. If they want to make money, they have to plant commercial what? Commercial farming, like cotton, like tobacco. But for the maize, everyone has just to plant what they will eat, and the rest plant something, the other crop. Would that work?
In this case, there is no original answer, like a yes or no, but there is an explanation like this. The thing that has made people to be very hungry in the village, it's now a climate change. You see, things are not like what it used to before. Two, the scarce of fertilizer. You see, Any farmer in Malawi knows to say that maize is God. You see? Because
But it's not a cash crop.
even if we make it a cash crop, now the problem is not making maize as a cash crop. It's the greed of holding something you're supposed to sell only to sell when people they are vulnerable. So the government, you know what they did, ne? You have a lot of maize, yes, okay, it's your maize. When you park trucks to take it to Tanzania, they say, hey Baba, you can't export. You see?
You can't do illegal things.
Exactly.
That one
say,
goes without saying.
so that thing is to curb the maize to be in the country until it is sufficient. Once the government knows to say that there is a staple food in the country, they will not block that. They will even announce.
Why would the farmer take maize and sell it in Tanzania?
Just because now they are greedy. They want the highest profit.
They want the highest profit.
Yeah.
So in other
there
ways,
are some Indians who were even keeping maize to sell it outside so that.
I'm just saying. So that maize, you mean in other countries they sell it? There is MCP making it higher in those countries.
No, we differ in economies. You see, if in Zambia
So
the maize, let me say the Zambian kwacha and Malawian kwacha is not the same. And you can't tell me this is not money, that is money. It's all currency, but with different values.
Yeah. So so we're selling maize to get the value it deserves. If the value of selling maize, if people are taking their maize here and selling in Zambia, this means that the Zambian prices are better than Malawi. Then why are we keeping our prices of selling those one equal to our neighbors?
When they go sell it outside there, ne?
We have done it in petrol. We said we want to beat like our neighbors so that the people from Zambia shouldn't come and take petrol here. So we have to make the petrol higher price. So that we are almost equal with our neighbors. Why can't we do the same with the maize?
Okay, so now when even fertilizer was cheap, this has been a routine. You see, we have to chase the farmer now. We have to chase the one with a product. Even if fertilizer can go at 60,000, you see, people will cultivate maize. But then in the era of MCP, they can even sell it 1,000 the value of that. In the name of saying it's mine, you don't have to tell me. So now, the DPP government is in. It has made stop to the selling of maize.
That nonsense.
People, they are going to cry, those with greedy intentions. But those who want to sell their maize, they put the regulated price there.
Yeah.
So when we come next year, you see, they have to balance things.
Okay, so what is it, I'll just ask this question differently. What advice can we give to the farmer? And what advice can we give to the government? So that at least we can meet in the middle.
Okay. The advice I can give to the government and the farmers, for every country to prosper, there must be food. So there is a government which is everyone and people, and we choose representatives there. The president is not the boss for us, but because everyone cannot be a president, we choose one to represent us. That's why we vote. First thing, a farmer, a setup of Malawi is self-reliance economy. Every family should have their own food. At least a food should be available under any cost. So the government must take down the prices of fertilizer, though it can't go down according to the kwacha we have. It's too weak. So instead of wasting time like buying ammunition for the army or whatsoever, they must scoop that money. The Minister of Finance should put money in agriculture, make sure fertilizer is available. Once fertilizer is available, maize will be all over. Once maize will all over, it will lower the demand. Once they lower the demand, definitely people, those who have got bad intentions, will not go there to farm.
There's no one who's got bad intentions.
You see?
I think we say as long as a country have got a surplus, we're able to export, and we got the what?
Yeah.
The forex.
So answering that, to a farmer, we love you farmers. We love them farmers, but they must be patriotic first.
Yeah, we love the farmers.
They mustn't be having ambitions to grow like wood fire. They have to be having.
Here is the big man say, we love you farmers because we exploit you.
No, not exploiting. The farmers are in an illusion. They are here not because of they're supposed to be here, but someone lied to them, and that be the MCP government. So loving the farmer more is the DPP, because now they're curbing the situation and make a farmer understand pace is not like this. This is daylight robbery. Let us move in a pace.
In a way, I've given you, I also have to throw in my opinion. Kudos to the DPP government, your tactics. I don't think your plans, but tactics has worked. The maize prices has temporarily gone down. But going as we go into the future, the future of the country, of the farming, we've got a good rain in northern, most part of northern region and central region, and even southern. We know there was a bit of the drought. I don't know if it's still going on or it's just stopped. I don't know, but at least we have good rain. No one like in our hood would say like I didn't go, I didn't plant, I didn't cultivate because there was no rain. No, it's because it's either you have been greedy while people are going to buy fertilizer. They say no, I can't invest in what? In fertilizer. I rather invest in making more money and exploit farmers later. So that is a panado. The last thing I would say, like, okay, we were Peru, we come how much? Like 12,000, 11,000.
It came back from
So
25,000.
Yeah, now. So now it's going up. I hear it's like it's 20,000 now. What's going on?
There is where the advice needs to kick in. You see, the thing is, vendors, they have got the highest illusion to capitalize on the poor people. So what I want to ask the government is, as they have regulated the prices of buying maize, I understand the government has got enough maize. They must release those maize. You see, once they release those maize, it should have the limit of buying. Because why is it going up and down? Because the government is lacking one thing. When a vendor buys maize, when he sells, it's a private property. It does not involve the government. The only thing the government can have a say on is the maize that is in ADMAC. So the government buys maize.
Do they have maize in ADMAC? Or it's just a tactic they're using to manipulate the prices?
That should be them to answer. So the maize they have in the seals, in the national seals, right? Should be made available for the people to buy.
Yeah.
But now it comes in again, corruption. When you go there to buy maize as an individual there, as a citizen, they don't sell that maize to you. They go to the vendor and say, "Ndindima bag 300, mundi basasingati." Then the seller there, he wants to have something. So His Excellency Mkurukuta Moyo, the dawn of light to the most Malawians, should come and put regulations for the maize. To say that ADMAC should sell maize to the people, but now those with private entities like the vendors mustn't go and buy in bulk. Then the maize will be all off. Coming to your case, if it takes, I have maize today, this year, I planted maize. I'm telling you it will go. You will sell it because look, the southern is having drought. As a brotherhood, the government should come in and block all those vendors, put a reasonable price according to the input that it will make you do the best thing next year. They should sell it, they should buy your maize and feed the southerners. Vice versa when we have got a problem and the south here. But most of the people buying maize, they've got nothing or not at all, zero the intention of the nation. It's all about profit-driven ideas. There is where the problem kicks in.
It's not
despite wishing me for you to succeed. Yeah.
I think we can go on and on. We have to come to an end of this debate today. It will be an ongoing debate as prices changes, and I think we have to do this another one soon. There are a lot of topics to talk about. Can we promise our viewers that this is ongoing? We have taken a long break.
No, we should, and they will talk on so many points. Can I do?
Yeah, we can.
Like what the treasury is doing. Like we've got 3 top officers here. We've got the president, vice, and second vice president. So the treasury is just allocating funds to the presidency, which is OPC, and they are allocating to the vice president, they're not allocating to the second vice president. No budget for there. So this one has got independent money. The second vice president, the vice president. The second has to rely on the OPC. So kind of like we are three, you, me, and that one. You've got that. I've got. Then this one should rely to come and beg from.
Yes, I think, in my opinion, going on, we could sense that coming. This one was voted. This one was voted. This one was chosen.
No, he was also voted.
Oh.
But he was appointed.
Yeah, this one was voted. This one was voted.
Appointed.
This one was chosen.
You see, because they were
chosen or
if you take
or appointed.
If you take water and milk, you mix. It does not mean to say that people will know that there was water unless you taste it.
So even
what a glass.
Okay, you introduce a topic. It becomes like we will need to talk about it.
Right,
so the vice president, the second vice president, had it coming. I don't think with the history of the vice presidents, no, it's not a good one in Malawi. So what about the second vice president?
That is the problem. That's why the country is dilapidating.
No,
because it's like inheritance. Every strong leader must make sure to say that those who take over from him.
You have to use your brain. If I'm offered something that is failing over and over and over and over, and I go there and I expect it to change.
Okay, then let's have a day for that topic. Otherwise, when I answer, then we'll go deep into it.
Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika was, how did it end with his first vice president? We know. What would we think would change in this era? So even those who went for the vice president, they have got their own greedy.
Yeah, but
they ignored all the red dots they were seeing. They just looked at what? So they had it coming. I don't have the sympathy with them.
No, it's not a matter of sympathy.
Yeah.
But fairness.
Yeah, fair.
Because there are some things that you...
That office,
20 years ago, you did, and it was fashionable to do so. But with the growth now, we mature. Like me, in the villages, we had those grass-thatched houses. Now it's all iron sheets. Not because we cast the grass thatch.
This is our next topic.
Okay, thank you very much, our good viewers.
Thank you.